The American Civil War, a nation divided. In the mid-19th century, the United States was torn apart by a conflict that would shape the nation's future. The American Civil War, 1861-1865, was fought between the Union and the Confederacy, claiming over 600,000 lives and forever changing the course of American history. The war's roots lay in deep-seated tensions over slavery, states' rights, and economic differences between the industrial North and the agrarian South. As the country expanded westward, debates over whether new territories would permit slavery fueled sectional conflict. Slavery, the moral and economic debate over the expansion of slavery into new territories. States' rights. Southern states believed they had the right to secede and govern themselves. Economic differences. The industrial North favored tariffs and modernization, while the South depended on plantation-based slavery. Election of Abraham Lincoln, 1860. Lincoln's anti-slavery stance prompted Southern states to quit. In April 1861, Confederate forces fired upon Fort Sumter in South Carolina, marking the beginning of the Civil War. The nation was split between the Union in the North and the Confederacy in the South. Battle of Fort Sumter, April 1861. The first shots of the war. First Battle of Bull Run, July 1861. Early Confederate victory showing the war would not be short. Emancipation. Proclamation, 1863. Lincoln's declaration that freed slaves in Confederate states. Abraham Lincoln, 16th President of the U.S. Achievement. Preserved the Union, issued the Emancipation Proclamation, and set the stage for abolition of slavery. Famous quote, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." Ulysses S. Grant, Union General-in-Chief. Achievement. Led Union forces to key victories, eventually forcing Confederate surrender in 1865. Famous campaigns, Siege of Vicksburg, Overland Campaign. William Tecumseh Sherman, Union General. Achievement. Led the March to the Sea, destroying Southern infrastructure and morale. Famous tactic, total war strategy to cripple the South's economy. Jefferson Davis, President of the Confederacy. Achievement. Led the Confederate government, maintaining Southern resistance despite economic hardship. Challenge. Struggled with limited resources and internal dissent. Robert E. Lee, Confederate General-in-Chief. Achievement. Brilliant military strategist who led the South to several victories despite being outnumbered. Famous battles, Battle of Antietam, Battle of Gettysburg, defeated. Stonewall Jackson, Confederate General. Achievement. Renowned for his tactical prowess and surprise attacks. Famous for his stand at the First Battle of Bull Run, earning him the nickname Stonewall. As the war raged on, several decisive battles turned the tide in favor of the Union. Battle of Antietam, 1862. The bloodiest single day in American history, leading to the Emancipation Proclamation. Battle of Gettysburg, 1863. A major turning point that ended Confederate advances into the North. Siege of Vicksburg, 1863. Gave the Union control of the Mississippi River, splitting the Confederacy. In April 1865, General Robert E. Lee surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, effectively ending the war. The Union was preserved, but the cost was immense. Sherman's March to the Sea, 1864, devastated Southern morale and economy. Surrender at Appomattox, April 9, 1865, marked the official end of the war. Assassination of Lincoln, April 14, 1865. President Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth, shocking the nation. The Civil War left the nation deeply scarred, but led to the abolition of slavery and set the stage for civil rights movements in the years to come. Abolition of slavery. The 13th Amendment, 1865, officially abolished slavery in the U.S. Reconstruction era, efforts to rebuild the South and integrate freed slaves into society. Impact on civil rights. The war laid the foundation for future struggles for racial equality. The American Civil War was a defining chapter in the nation's history, a war fought for unity, freedom, and equality. Though the battlefields are silent, the echoes of the conflict still shape America today.